Hello, welcome back to Story Reckless. I'm Nathan, I'm the DM here, and I use he, him pronouns, and we are in an actual play live stream playing in the Descent into Avernus campaign. And we're in Avernus. We are actually in Avernus. We're at Fort Knucklebone. We've been there for a while, actually. Lots of shenanigans. But before we do recaps, let's do some player intros, if you please.
My name is Claire. I am playing Kadam, half-elf grave cleric. Both of our pronouns are they, them. It's been a rough, 8, 10, 14 hours?
Oh, at this point, it's, 24 hours, right?
Well, but the whole 24 hours haven't been rough. It's just been like the latter part of that.
Yes. Understood.
They started out really well yesterday.
Jumping out of a city, base jumping down into hell. That was the high point.
It was literally the high point.
Hey, my name is Olive. I use she and they pronouns. Tonight I'm playing Calliope, Air Genasi old lady, an artificer, and she's really finding her devil Sona.
Devil Sona.
Little, what's it, Spike Devils? One of them's? Yeah.
Didn't you finally run out of disguise self?
I did.
But it's a new day, Enyo.
Hi, I'm Enyo, they, them pronouns, and I'm playing Pip, who is ready to really just get this ritual done and over with. And is ready to be put on like a child's leash.
To be put on a child leash. Oh my goodness. Yeah, well, I think with that we can jump into a quick recap and see what happens. Let me just, here we go. Yeah, so last we left off, you all had just recovered kind of from this incident with the madcaps. Pip, you after this incident, you rushed off to Mad Maggie and ended up making another deal with her. She agreed to upgrade your pistol and give you means of protecting your friends in exchange for her to experience all the suffering that comes into your life, whether you be inflicting it or it being directed upon you. Also, hello ArcF2, good to see you tonight. And yeah, your friends trying to, or companions, friends, trying to get into intervene with this were stopped by Mickey the Flesh Golem, and you were a bit, you could not get through before the deal was made. But you all gathered up, and Kadam, you spent some time communing with your god as Calliope went off and I believe did a little more with the Kenku. I'm trying to remember. I think so. Just a final little tune-up of the vehicle. You managed to figure out that you could potentially power it with one of the Squire crystals. While Kadam, you went and did some communing with your god, asking if this relationship could be salvaged, I believe, or if it was worth pursuing, fixing, more or less.
Would working on this relationship further our goals?
There you go. And you got a, with the two rods that you had as you were kind of clinking them together with that metallic sound, you got a resounding, harmonious sound that kind of overwhelmed your senses, blocking out all other sounds, and very quickly disappeared. Take that as you will. Kadam went to go and
needs more work.
Kadam went to go and try to resolve some of this, talking with Fowler and Pip, and bringing Calliope in on the conversation as well. I would say some decent progress was made. Yeah. as you sat within the tent there having this conversation. Oh, I missed the best part. Pip and Valor did a sexy sword fight, although Valor doesn't, I don't think, really understand what that means, and got really into the actual fighting part of the sexy sword fight and kind of beat Pip up a little bit. But after having this conversation, you still decided to sleep in separate tents for the evening. Calliope and Pip, I believe, being in one, with Valor and Kadam in the other, as you went down for the evening to rest. And before it all wrapped up, Kadam, you were hit with a vision of Baldur's Gate being dragged down into hell. Your god Sehanine there beside you, watching this atop Hawk Hill. And then, as your god embraced you in a starry void, you felt yourself drift back into sleep and eventually come to inside the tents that have been covered in doodles and well wishes from all the folks back at Candlekeep. It's the first thing you saw as you opened your eyes. But as the morning comes to and all of you go about your various routines to get ready for the day, stepping outside of the tents, seeing Fort Knucklebone starting to come to life once again, you can see clusters of red caps scurrying across the grounds to their various positions, changing out shifts with other redcaps. You see other individuals groggily coming out of their tents from within the hostel. You can hear some war machines starting to rev up in the morning outside, just outside the hostel. And as you all go about your various morning routines getting ready and reconvene, you head off as a group towards Mad Maggie's lair to finally see if you can conduct this ritual to hopefully retrieve some of Lulu's lost memories. As you all stride across the yard here, the dust sort of kicking up the red glow of the sky above, every once in a while distant rumbles of thunder perhaps, or who knows what. You make your way towards the entrance, and you can see waiting there down at the bottom of the stairs is the lumbering form of Mickey, the fiendish flesh golem. The tube coming out of the mouth into the strange contraption on the back. You can hear that sort of strange ragged breathing coming through as Mickey just lifts up a big meaty hand in greeting towards you all as you approach. Mickey sort of looks you all over and just wordlessly turns and starts to lumber up the stairs with that kind of awkward gait. I'm assuming you all follow into the lair.
I think Pip tries to, just good-naturedly sort of slap him on the back, hey, Mickey, how are you? How are you now?
The flesh golem sort of cranes his neck over and looks down towards you with just a and continues to up the stairs, eventually going into the dim interior. As you enter within, you can kind of hear echoing through the chamber sort of the clinking of glass and instruments up on that metallic platform where you can see the kind of alchemical lab is, where there's shadows shifting as Mad Maggie works feverishly up top there. As you enter into the chamber, her voice kind of emanates throughout the space. Oh, thank you for bringing our guests in, Mickey. Good morning, everyone. Or at least, it's as close to a morning as you're going to get. As she, her shape sort of appears at the side, the kind of edge railing of this metal platform, peering down at you all below. She extends a gnarled hand out and kind of gestures for you all to come up the kind of metal stairs off to her right. Come. Let's, I'm assuming you're here for the ritual, yes?
Oh, good, good.
That's
I
right.
I have just about everything ready. I just have a bit more final preparations, but please come up here and we'll get started shortly.
As she turns her back and kind of humming, toddles away into the alchemy lab. You all head up and can see her, the kind of center of the lab. She seems to have moved some of these like workbenches and stuff off to the side, sort of clearing a central space on this like somewhat, scrap metal floor. There's definitely like blemishes and bits of rust in some of the seams of the floor panels. And in this kind of cleared out space, you can see she's just finishing up what looks to be a circle of salt that she's making. And the circle itself is essentially a pentagram, but, it's something akin to that, right? It is a kind of infernal circle with various lines coursing through it and symbols adorning throughout it. And directly in the center, there is this plush black cushion resting in the center, and what looks to be kind of a contraption resting next to it with kind of beakers coming off of it, and it's being held up by like a brass sort of frame with some tubes that look to be sort of fleshy in coloration that are kind of coming off of these beakers, going down to what looks to be like a set of goggles that are just resting on the black cushion, and the tubes seem to be connected directly into, like, with little nozzles into these goggles. But she gestures for you all to come over as she finishes the last little bit of salt on the floor, looking up at you all.
Oh, okay, if the guest of honor, as she looks directly at Lulu, if you don't mind making yourself comfortable there on the cushion, we can get started shortly.
Lulu sort of nervously looks about you all.
Lulu, may I offer you a little bit of extra oomph?
Yeah. Well, what did you have in mind?
I'm gonna cast protection from good and evil on her.
Awesome.
Right before we get started.
Okay, remind me what that does?
She is protected from aberrations, celestials, elementals, fey fiends, and undead.
Okay.
They have disadvantage on attack rolls against her, and she cannot be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them.
Nice. Okay. Very cool. Okay. Yeah, as that washes over her, you see Mad Maggie kind of tense up, and her face sort of scrunches like she's smelled something awful.
Yes, always looking out for your friends. Very good.
And then kind of anxiously,
all right, yes. Go ahead, please. Make yourself comfortable.
Hey, Lulu, you ready?
Yeah.
You still want to go through with this? Yeah? It's not going to be pleasant, I'm guessing.
That's all right.
Okay. If you need to stop at any point, just let us know.
I will.
Shut down. Okay, great. You're going to do great.
Thank you. All right, yeah, I'm ready. And she flutters over and sort of nestles down onto the cushion. Mad Maggie approaches, looking down at her. Kind of takes a breath.
All right. I am going to need to have to affix these goggles to you. I hope you don't mind.
Yeah, okay, let's do it.
Okay.
And she takes the goggles, and you can see her like cringing as she's placing them over her head and sort of taking the band down and over the top of Lulu's head, sort of scrunching the ears a bit and having to go around these massive elephant ears to kind of hook them on. And these little goggles are now just like sitting on Lulu's face with these sort of nozzled tubes coming out the bottoms, going into the beakers at the back.
I'll lean over to Pip. Pip, what do you make of that? And I jerk my chin at the contraption.
This is something that Pip may have remotely seen in Mad Maggie's
Potentially, I would say let's do a roll here. So
Okay.
Arcana would be the appropriate roll for this.
Can I also roll?
Yes, you can. I would say your DC is going to be higher.
Okay.
Oh, not bad for Pip.
Okay, 15.
The 15.
Let's see what Calliope is. Oh my god.
Thank you.
Okay. So Pip, you've never seen this item before, but you can kind of guess just by looking at it that it's likely you're not sure if it's you can't tell based on the tubes and the nozzles going off to these little beakers if it's either meant to collect something or if it's meant to administer something. But either way, I mean, this might be too obvious, but it obviously has something to do with liquids. But you just can't tell if it's like going to be pumping something into the lenses to aid in this ritual, or if it's going to be somehow pulling something out. Calliope, you can tell right away this is meant to collect something. If liquid were to be filled inside these goggles, it would be siphoned out and pulled into those beakers, and then those beakers would then proceed to distill and refine whatever liquid would to go inside there.
Might it be looking for holy font tears?
Potentially, that would seem like a logical liquid that would be accessed, say the holy font were to cry. Yeah.
Curious.
I have one final question.
Yeah.
Is Lulu still wearing the cat suit?
I think so.
Really? Okay.
I mean, I don't know why she would necessarily take it off. I'm not
Guess
sure.
so.
I completely forgot about that.
She probably took it off for sleep and then put it on in the morning because you made her this gift for her, this little outfit, and so she put it on. Yeah.
Pip does not have a good answer for Kadam because she's just staring at the setup and is like, those goggles look kind of terrifying, but also Lulu looks really cool right now.
All right.
This is beyond me.
Okay.
But Mad Maggie wants the same thing that we do, though. And I don't think she'd go out of her way to hurt Lulu physically, at least.
I agree with you on that point.
All right. So as you all as she finishes affixing that, she turns to you all.
All right, if you all don't mind finding a comfortable spot within the circle, you can see those markings there. If you just pick one of those, that will allow this ritual to take place more easily. For this ritual to function properly, we're all going to be involved. It will form a telepathic bond between all of us, and we'll be diving into her memories. You all will serve as a support for her, should she stray from the hard truths that may come. You can help guide her to reveal those moments that she's blocked out. Please, find a seat.
And she turns and goes over to one of the tables to gather some more supplies.
I sit.
Okay.
Ideally within arm's reach of Lulu.
Okay, yeah.
You hear that, Luke? We'll be in there right with you.
Oh, good. She looks at you with these big goggles on her face, looking at you. Yeah, Kadam, I would say, like, if you sit on one of the symbols that she referenced, you could get to Lulu with a quick sort of lean lunge. So you wouldn't necessarily be able to, like, reach out and touch her. You would have to kind of, like, do a lunge forward. But if you choose not to sit on one of those symbols, you could definitely be right next to her.
And there are 5?
Yes, there's enough for the group.
Yeah, alright. I will sit on one of the symbols.
Okay. Oh, there's a lot of emojis with cats wearing glasses. I think Lulus are not tinted though, so it's just like big, like, you know, like, I don't think they're magnified, so it's not quite getting that like frog-eyed look, but yeah. As you all settle in, assuming you all sit down, I'm just assuming you all sit down, as you all settle into the various spots, Mad Maggie returns with the final bit of ingredients, and you can see that she has in both of her hands skulls. The skulls are humanoid, though they do have what look to be kind of fiendish horns that are coming up off the top of the top of the skull. As she goes and sets one on either side of Lulu, kind of looking in at her. And she kind of looks at you all playfully.
I'm sure my sisters won't mind if I pick their brains.
And then she goes over to the far side of the circle from you all and settles in.
All right. I believe we can get started now.
As she looks about the circle. Yeah.
Grandmother, out of morbid curiosity,
Yes.
is one of your sisters named Lizbeth? Lizbeth. Oh heck, what was that?
Lisbeth, no.
Lizeth.
No. Lizeth, where did you get that name from?
Heard it around.
Oh, I see. Well, no, we won't have to worry about Lizeth. Not at all. Well then, let's get started. If you all don't mind closing your eyes.
What was that laugh? It's just a laugh. I don't know. Whatever do you mean? All right, let me find some.
Can Pip like suss out at all what I mean how Mad Maggie, I mean that sounded like Mad Maggie knew Elizabeth.
Sure, make an insight check.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a 10.
A 10? I mean, yeah, it seemed like she knew that person the way she reacted, but I don't know. Beyond that, I would say you could infer whatever you would have picked up from my performance there, but
okay, cool.
Anything deeper than that, you're not sure. I'm
gonna peek.
You're gonna peek. Okay.
Every now and then.
Okay. All right. As you all shut your eyes and Kadam, you slowly are trying to look through slits in your eyes. You watch as one of her eyes sort of swivels in your direction, and she, as she's starting to say these. I guess you would pick up on the let me double check something. You would pick up Calliope that she is speaking in Infernal as she's chanting these arcane sort of ritual words, but they do seem to be in Infernal as opposed to the more like draconic based arcane that you're used to. She starts to incant this ritual. But as you sort of like slit your eyes open, you see she kind of like the words sort of catch in her throat for a second, and one of the eyes starts swiveling around the circle, and she kind of takes a breath in.
Whoever has their eyes slightly open, please. It's important that they remain closed. I don't want to have to do this again.
I will close my eyes.
And then she kind of takes a breath in, starts to begin to chant once more, and through saying one of these infernal words, she kind of lets out a contented sigh as the word extends from her lips. The words start to kind of fill the chamber and start to fill your minds, and the sort of reverberating, echoing sound within, and the kind of heavy breathing of Mickey off and somewhere behind you within this chamber. That sound of Mickey starts to drop away, and the reverberating sound of her voice seems to expand into a space that is much larger than you're in. And you start to feel this sort of almost like a slowly dipping into a warm bath. It extends up through your toes and through your body, coming up to your neck and eventually enveloping your entire head until you're just in this sort of warmth and sonic environment of her voice, and you lose all sense of the floor below you. The darkness around you starts to flash with light. The light is vibrant and colorful. You see flashes of blue, green, red. All colors of the rainbow start to flicker in front of your sort of consciousness in this space, and then begin to kind of swirl in a strange kaleidoscopic pattern until eventually they all sort of blend and flash with a bright white. And as that white fades, you feel that warmth continue, and then feel a very faint breeze sort of gently caress your cheeks. Not cold, warm and pleasant, and you start to smell wonderful smells of flowers and fresh grass fill your nostrils. And as that white light continues to fade away, it reveals a twilight horizon and a field stretching out as far as you can see of probably hip high, maybe even chest high. So for you, Calliope, quite high grass that's just gently swaying in this warm breeze. And probably 50 feet away or so, you see a figure gently striding through this grassy field, this twilight starscape above them. The figure is elegant in their movement. You can see beautiful wings extending out the back of this figure, slick black feathers extending down, and a angelic form of a woman with this sort of like a blindfold on, but the blindfold itself almost doesn't seem to be made of fabric. It seems to have like shimmering starscapes within it. And this woman is gently striding through the grass with what looks to be a long sword sort of sheathed at her side. And fluttering next to her gently is a golden holy font just fluttering by her side. Do any of you
I'm sorry,
do any?
did you say long sword or great sword?
Long sword.
Long sword.
Do any of you do anything as this vision comes to you?
Follow that. Well, do I see anyone else? Are we all alone here, or
Go ahead and make a perception roll.
are my friends with me? Is what I mean.
Oh, yeah. As you start to look around the space, you can get the sense of your friends around you, and you can see sort of like vague humanoid shapes of your friends, but they're all kind of like a golden light, more or less, at your sides.
Do I see Lulu with us?
You see Lulu fluttering there up ahead beside this angelic figure.
Yes. But is Lulu with us?
No.
Calliope, I think, calls out and says, "Hail, travelers! Hello!
All right.
What is this place?"
You call out, and your voice sort of rings across this environment in a strange kind of echoey, ethereal tone. And the two figures don't seem to react. They just continue to stride through this field.
Follow them.
Okay. As you sort of come in behind to follow them, getting, I don't know, a bit closer, I would assume, you can start to make out more of their features, and you can see very clearly Lulu there looking very happy and full of life, fluttering there beside this angelic form. The woman is just sort of blindfolded, but looking in the direction of Lulu with kind of a faint smile on her face as they stride through this field. It's in that moment as you start to approach that you feel another presence sort of press in on this moment, this experience, and then you hear Mad Maggie's voice, omnipresent, cut into this environment.
Oh, this isn't what we're looking for. We
No, I
must
want to
push
see
past
how-
this.
I want to see how they interact.
Yes, but this isn't part of what we're looking for. You must help
No,
her
it
push
very
past
much
this.
is.
You can sense her frustration sort of bleeding into the environment.
Is it? Get on.
If we're supposed to raise Elturel, and one of the reasons is one of the potential ways to do that is by negotiating with Zariel, yeah, absolutely, we want to see what they were like when they were together and happy.
That makes sense, I guess.
Kadam, can you make a persuasion roll for me?
I can. I am good at those. That's a mediocre roll. 18.
Fine, I'll give you a bit of time, but please, I'm going to be trying to push this along, and if you don't help, it's going to be a little painful.
How would we push this along?
For who?
It could be a little painful for you, depending on how strong your will is.
As the voice sort of retreats away, you continue to follow Lulu and the angel. Zariel, turning to Lulu.
So, you'll agree to come with me then? I think this is the right thing to do. I've broke so much ground with the mortals. Showing them the way. I've been able to guide them and give them the power that they need to accomplish what it is that we seek to do. Yeah. Of course I'm with you. I've always wanted to do this with you, Zariel. I think it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that they won't let us intervene in this cosmic fight, It's truly absurd. Why would they stop us from going down there? Why would they stop us from waging war with these entities down there, stopping the abyss from spreading? completely agree. And I really do believe that with this force I've been assembling, we could really make a difference. These people, they have so much belief in what I've shown them, in the power that they have at their fingertips, and the power I can grant them. I feel my own power growing with each day. I think the time to strike will be soon. I can feel it. And if you're there with me, I know we can accomplish anything. That's when Mad Maggie's voice starts to push back in. All right, this is enough. Are you going to help her move on, or do I need to force my hand here?
I'm content. Everyone
Let's
else?
go. Tell us what we need to do.
All right. Good. Now I need all of you to reach out to Lulu. Help guide her. Let her know that although it may be painful, we need to see more. We need to see the moment in which her and Zariel were there when Zariel passed off the sword. Just help guide her. Call out to her.
Hey, Lou. I hate to interrupt. But things don't go well, and we need to see it. Can you remember?
What comes next, Lulu?
Okay. Calliope, go ahead and make a persuasion roll with advantage.
I need to, get down talk first.
I think I'm giving you the advantage here, though, so you're good.
Okay, 17.
17. Okay. You see Lulu's sort of kind of earnest smile kind of fade for a moment, and the brow furrow, and she seems to break her eye contact with Zariel and kind of look off in your direction, but not quite making eye contact with any of you. This isn't right. And you all start to see light flash once more, going into pure white, and you start to hear the sound of thousands of voices crying out in battle. You start to hear the sounds of metal clashing, of claws scraping, of cries of death and triumph, all blending together. As the light quickly fades away, that warm, gentle breeze is replaced with hot, stinging air and ash and smoke, and you feel suddenly yourself lose contact with the ground and realize that as the light fades away, you are far above the Avernus wasteland once more, and below there are thousands of soldiers in gleaming armor. On one side, they are clashing with devils, thousands of them, and on the other, demons. It is a chaotic mess as these three forces all smash together. To your right, you can see the large swath of the river Styx winding along, and you can see demons pouring out of its depths. Let me see here. Far out in front of the forces of soldiers in gleaming armor, you see a smaller force that has been separated. similar soldiers in armor, but in the middle of them, leading the charge, is that angelic figure, Zariel. She is atop a mountain of bodies, carving through swaths of enemies. She is far, far below from where you are now, from this vantage point. That's when you realize you're kind of being pulled forward. You are moving through the air with great speed. And in the corner of your peripheral vision, you see movement and notice a Pegasus kind of dart a little ahead of you. Riding atop it is a knight. You see a knight in this kind of elegant armor with this elegant helm. A thick plume of dark hair comes out the top of the helm and is billowing behind them. Flying directly at her side is Lulu, covered in the gore of battle. You can see her tusks are not cleaned, they are smeared. She has a determined look on her face as these two individuals are making their way towards that angelic figure. Another Pegasus with another armored knight flies past on the other side. The one with the thick plume of hair raises their helm to look in the direction of that one, and you can see on the other side of the helm there is a woman with dark skin and angular features and a broken nose who's looking off at the other knight. She points her sword down at Zariel and cries out, "We must ride to her aid! She has been cut off!" As they all start to descend down. It is at this moment, as you are kind of being pulled along in this vision, that you see an entire platoon, like dozens of winged devils rising up to meet you. And leading the charge of these devils is a huge winged white bone devil wielding a pole arm that's going straight in your direction. Mad Maggie's voice cuts through.
All right, this is what I was talking about. You're going to need to act now. I think that Lulu's memories are trying to push back and get you out. This could hurt if you don't respond appropriately. Get ready for battle.
I need you all to roll initiative as these devils start flying towards you to collide with you in this moment. Let me move you all over to this map.
I was expecting just like a quick time event, but rolling initiative works too. Ooh, good rolls. I got a 17.
A 17, nice.
Am I atop Big Dummy is my question. And does Big Dummy have wings?
I would say you're not atop Big Dummy because you sat down without Big Dummy. However,
that makes sense.
This is kind of a dream environment, so I'm willing to, like, you know, if you want to try and do something, like, we'll figure it out when we get to your turn.
Got it.
All right, so Calliope, you said you got a 17.
Yeah.
Kadam, what'd you get?
19.
19, nice. And what about Valor?
23.
23.
Nice.
And Pip?
14.
14. Okay.
It's good all around.
Very good, yeah. So, to kind of set this up, as you can see on the map, there's just these 3 devils that are approaching you. But to kind of set the stage here, essentially you find yourselves being thrust into a clash of forces. The Lulu and the 2 knights are kind of pulled off to your peripherals, but these 3 manifestations of devils seem intent on coming straight for the group of you. It's a bit odd. It's like this play is almost happening around you, but these ones almost seem to be breaking away from the standard events and coming straight for you. It's clear they're focused on you. All right, so let's see. Calliope, Sully, Ariam. Who I don't remember that character from a session. Anyway, sorry. I just the Arc 2 is making
He was the
reference to
spunky
something.
one.
Oh, yeah.
The spunky one.
The architect.
Oh, okay. Amazing. All right, so starting this off, we have Valor. Valor is up to kick us off.
Gonna get here. And then / against the Bone Devil.
Okay.
Let's see what happens. First attack, probably not. That's a 12.
Oh, I do not have the AC up for this devil for some reason. I don't think that hits. No, definitely not.
19 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. 12 points.
12 points of damage. Okay.
Of damage, yes.
We're for the sake of this dream sequence, we're not going to worry about resistances and all that. So it'll just weapons will just cut through. So 12 points of damage.
Would a 14 hit?
No.
Okay.
14
never
will
mind
not hit. So as Valor darts in front of you all, this golden humanoid form in the shape of Valor, kind of ever shifting, darts forward, and a ethereal glaive cuts through and cuts into this devil form. It shrieks and reels and turns to face you all, looking fine. Taking us to the Spine Devils. The Spine Devils are just going to swarm around Valor as they come swooping in, kind of forming a... Oh, actually... That's right, these guys have range. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, they cut up and over off to the sides, and they're going to...
I would like to do an attack of opportunity on the
yeah, go for
Spine
it.
Devil.
Yeah, so Valor strikes out.
24 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
8 points of slashing damage.
8 points of slashing damage. And then it whips around, and they both fire their spines down at Valor. Here we go. They can do 2 of these. Cool. Looks like only one of them will hit with a 23.
That will hit.
Okay, so 9 points of damage total. This is psychic damage that gets dealt to Valor, striking into her golden form there. Taking us to Kadam, you are up.
All right. I'm trying to decide whether spell slots matter or not.
Well, you'll find out.
Are you still concentrating on protection from good and evil? Also,
That's a great question.
Yes.
Am I?
Yeah, you are.
All right. In that case, we are going to toll the dead on the Bone Devil.
Okay.
I would like a wisdom save, please.
Yes, I can do that. Wiz save. Here we go. 24.
Oh my gosh. All right, then. Let's bonus action spiritual weapon.
Okay, so ball of light appears
Yeah, just from me.
just from you. Yeah, it
from
just off of you and shoots towards the devil.
17 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
All right.
Oh no, wait. I'm sorry. A 17. A 17 does not hit. I'm
Oh.
my apologies. That is.
Will.
All right. Taking us to. Is that it for you, Kadam? Do you want to move or anything?
I'll stay here.
Okay, Calliope.
Oh.
How far away are we from Lulu? Or not Lulu, but from Zariel down there?
Oh, from Zariel?
Yeah, because we don't need to defeat these guys. We just need to get past them, right?
You could certainly try. Yeah, I would say it's like at least, let's call it 300 feet. It is a ways down.
Okay. So I think, inspired by these Pegasus Knights, Calliope feels herself younger in
Okay.
a way. I think she saw a Pegasus in Lambtan once,
Mm-hmm.
like high above like the cliffs or something. And that memory comes back to her in just like frightening, like in sudden clarity.
Okay.
And I think she like reaches for her bag to get Big Dummy out. And like as she reaches, her arms start like kind of like grow mechanically into these like strange like artificer like leather wings sort of thing. If that's okay.
I love
Yeah?
this. Yeah. Can you make? You're trying to will this into exist, like
I am, yes.
through the dreamscape.
Yes.
So I would allow intelligence or wisdom for this. I know you're an intelligence-based character, so you can use that. But I'm just saying, for those of you that are wisdom-based, you could use wisdom to kind of accomplish similar things. So
Great.
if you're trying to get you want to basically get the movement speed benefits of Big Dummy, I'm assuming, by doing this.
If we're talking mechanically, like if we're
Yeah.
going to be so base about it.
Yeah. Just make a straight int roll for me, and let's see if you can will
Sure.
this. Oh yeah,
Dirty 20.
definitely. So continue to describe as.
Before I was so rudely
I
interrupted.
know.
Let's roll some dice about it.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think like what happens is kind of like a manifestation of like what her work is like inspired by or like based on, where she, I don't know, there's like a freedom of like movement and flying that she gets when she's like in the air or kind of like has brushed up against, and she's just been chasing that feeling with so many of like her inventions. And here in this kind of like psychic mindscape, she is able to actually like embody it
Cool.
and become this mechanical contraption as like an extension of herself. And these like kind of like pterodactyl wings almost like sprout out. And she says, and I think she sounds younger also too here.
Oh,
So she says
okay.
something like, I'm going for Zariel.
Very cool. So yeah, you hear a younger, well, it sounds like Calliope, but yeah, it's different. Okay, so you're just gonna try to push past these entities and go straight for Zariel. Okay.
I think just dive.
Sure.
Go under them.
Okay, yeah. What would your movement be with Big Dummy? It's like
With
50 feet.
Big
or something.
Dummy. Big Dummy can move and then I think dash on its turn, and then I can use a bonus action to dash again.
Cool.
And it's 40 feet normally. I might throw a long strider on. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, mark that spell off, and
just
mark
did,
off
so-
your spell as well, Kadam.
Yeah.
Oh, I did.
Okay, cool.
So that brings up to 50. So move 50, dash 50 on Big Dummy, and then I use bonus action to command it to dash again, I think, is how mounts work.
You would be able to move. You would action cast spell, right? Then move, then bonus action. So you can travel 100 feet.
Okay. I didn't know if it counts still as a mount or not.
Oh, I understood. Okay, sure. Let's go with that.
I'm fine either way. It's like kind of made up numbers.
Yeah.
But like it's either 150 feet or 100 feet.
Let's go with 100 then, because I think this is just because of what we described. You becoming this like
Yeah, that makes sense.
extended form. But on your next turn, you can travel 150, I believe. So yeah.
Okay.
So
I am, just like
it's
outta
fine.
here.
Yeah,
100 feet off.
you can just I mean these we'll see what happens. But yeah, so you all see the golden form of Calliope just rocket off towards the direction of Zariel. Calliope, you can start to see the battle rising up to meet you and hear the sounds of chaos below. Okay, that is Calliope. Pip, you're up.
Pip sees everything that Calliope just did and sees, hears her becoming younger and is like, can I do that? And I don't even want mechanical benefits or anything. I just want Pip to like think really hard about like, can I change my outfit?
I mean, you're kind of just you're a glowing thing of golden light. So
okay. Mad Maggie does have Pip's pistol right now. I guess.
Yo, yeah, yes. Again, this is a dreamscape, so
yeah. So I'm like, so can I still use my pistol?
Yeah, I would.
Would Pip
I would
lucid
say
dream with a pistol?
Yeah.
Like,
I would.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah?
say. I would say let's again, because to be fair, just do an intelligence roll for me. See if you can manifest the pistol.
Oh man, that's so funny.
It's gonna be so funny if you can't manifest the pistol. A 12.
Oh, are you kidding me? Yeah.
That's just what you needed. It's not hard. You manifest the pistol into your hand, so you do have it. You have your dream pistol. What would you like to do?
I do not for a second trust that just running away from these guys is gonna work right now. And I remember the last time Pip ran away from Lulu on the bridge, and that did not work out. So
I'm running towards Lulu this time.
Well, Lulu
difference.
Isn't Lulu like?
Yeah, Lulu's off to the right, like battling with. Yeah,
I may have misunderstood that, but that's okay.
it's okay. You're going off to Zariel.
Yeah. Pip cannot leave Lulu, so it's just going to move there because it feels better. Bonus action hide and
Where are you hiding?
Where are you hiding?
I'm like clinging to.
I mean, sorry. To be clear, you're like probably 200 feet above the battlefield. You're flying above the battlefield, so you're literally in the air. Where are you hiding?
Well, yeah, well, hold on. I can't cling to the gorge somewhere. Can I hide behind
The gorge is like 200 feet below you. Like that's the river. Like you are in the air.
Okay. Well, can I use my intelligence roll to like hide?
I don't know how you.
I disperse my golden light. I kind of just turn.
I don't think
emergency
so.
knobs.
I don't think.
Okay, fine. It was worth a try.
Oh my
Oh
god.
dang. Okay, fine. I guess I'm just going to I'm gonna just move back here. I'm going to
Oh my god.
shoot. Just shoot, I guess. I'm just gonna shoot the big guy.
Go for it.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
That's
that
funny.
hits.
Too bad I don't have sneak attack because I couldn't just.
So 9 points of damage as the light shoots across and slams into the devil. It reels in pain. Anything else for you, Pip?
Well, I think to sort of hedge her bets, Pip is going to use bonus action dash and use her movement to move like 60 feet, sort of below.
Okay. Yeah, easy enough. You dart down 60 feet down, flying below. Alrighty. Is that it for you, Pip?
Yes.
Okay, cool. That takes us to the Bone Devil. I mean, the Bone Devil's gonna go for Valor, because Valor's right there. So, it whips out its polearm. This hooked polearm, it swings down towards Valor. Here we go. How many attacks is this? Yeah, okay, cool. So the polearm comes swinging down towards Valor for a 17 to hit. Misses, all right. And then the tail whips around with this large stinger on the back and tries to jab into Valor for another 17, so that misses. Damn, those both would have been big hits. And that was the Bone Devil. Taking us back to Valor. At the top of the round, though, as that Bone Devil's tail swings around and deflects off of, it's like it deflects off of Valor's ethereal form, not making purchase. There is a sudden kind of like shift in the entire landscape. This almost like a glitch, like a with the image sort of flickering, and you all hear this loud horn blasting from below, like a war horn, and you can see kind of off to your left, far below, a single rider atop a Pegasus, sort of arcing across the legions of soldiers in their gleaming armor, pressing against the devils and demons. This rider, you can just barely make out, looks to be their helm has been knocked off. They have this kind of flowing blonde hair, and they're blowing this horn. And you hear faintly as they lower the horn, kind of coming up from below, they're shouting, "Retreat! Retreat!" crying out across the soldiers. It's at this moment that you can kind of notice, as they're arcing away from the soldiers, that there is a massive structure that seems to have almost punched out of the Avernus landscape. This sort of two kind of arcing pillars, and between it there is glowing divine light. And you can see some soldiers are starting to turn and move in the direction of this, what looks to be a massive portal. Valor, it is your turn.
Valor has a target right in front of her. She's going to continue what she's doing.
All right.
First attack, we have 19 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
11 points of slashing. Second attack is 22 to hit for 10 points.
Excellent.
And that's that.
Okay. That's that. Okay. Taking us to the spined devils. Yeah, they're just going to fire their spines down at Valor. So 4 more spines come flailing towards Valor. And 2 of them hit. One of them is a natural 20. So Valor takes 12
I will
points.
cancel that.
Okay, nice. So Valor takes 12 points of psychic from the first hit, and an additional 9 points of psychic from the second.
Were either of those 19 or below?
One of them was a 21, the other was the natural 20, so 24.
Okay, cool. Could you give me those numbers again?
12 and 9. All right, that was all the spines getting fired at Valor. Kadam, you are up.
All right. One of these spine devils is injured, yes?
Yeah, the one to the right of you.
I will go ahead and toll the dead on that one.
Excellent. 16?
It just say.
So sorry.
Well, let's whack the devil with the other one.
All right, go for it.
Yeah, 19.
19, yeah, that just hits.
That's cocked. 10 points of force, radiant,
Okay.
whatever.
The devil sort of rocks in the air and kind of looks in the direction of you, Kadam. Is that it for you, Kadam?
Yes.
Okay, Calliope, you are up. So are you just rocketing towards...
I would love to take a second to assess the situation. Like, is Lulu getting past this cloud herself? And am I like racing her there? Or is she also being held up by this cloud of devils? Is she pushing herself out?
So you look back in the direction as you're rocketing towards Zariel, and you can see Lulu is currently caught up in a fray, like off to the right of where your companions are.
I need to go get Lulu then and bring her down.
Okay, so you're gonna go in the direction of Lulu?
I guess so.
Okay, so you went 100 feet in that direction.
Sure did.
You're gonna have to use, with 150 feet of movement, action, bonus action.
Yeah.
You can easily get up to where Lulu is. I will.
And
I'm just gonna place you kind of over here to represent you flying in the direction where Lulu is.
Sure enough.
And let me place Lulu there.
And I think I call out to Lulu. I'm like, Lulu, Zariel needs you. Come with me.
Okay, make a persuasion roll for me.
I've been rolling so well. Is it going to continue? Ooh, that's a net one. Flash Genius ain't going to save that.
She doesn't, there's no, she does not register.
Is she, how far away is she?
I would say we can go with what I've set up here. So she's essentially confronting these like 3 spine devils, and you are kind of on the other side of them, and they're in this sort of dogfight with each other as you come rocketing up towards them.
Okay, so my mount's action, bonus action to dash 100, or my mount's movement and action to dash 100 feet. Bonus action, I guess, to command it to do that again. So do I still have my action?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Man.
I know I'm flying around a lot. Also,
I know.
This is a Mindscape episode.
Yeah. I think to stay consistent with what we set up, you essentially, the compromise here, I think, is that you get that bonus action dash. That's what you got with the transformation.
That's fair. That's fair.
Cool.
So that's my turn then.
Okay, great. All right, Pip, you are up. So you're 60 feet below this all happening above you.
I can't. Well, I was following Calliope's, and now I see like. All right, I guess I'm gonna go there too.
Okay.
But I'm not going to. I'm just going to come back up to where I was before. But my God, I said 60, but I actually have 70 feet of movement, so I am going to just move 10 feet this way.
And then just up to where Kadam is.
Yeah, just like
for
him.
Yeah, easy enough.
Just mindscapes are confusing, and this is. I'm just going to shoot this devil. That's what I know.
All right, so do you? You're gonna shoot the bone devil?
Yeah,
Go for it.
Oof, that's a 10.
No, that will not hit. All right, so that was, if you went 60 feet, that was your movement bonus, and then you use your action to fire. The shot of golden light misses past the bone devil.
Do you think Lulu can hear me from this far?
You can certainly try. You can try to shout towards her amongst all the chaos.
Yeah, I'm just going to shout over at Lulu, like, is this a memory? Lulu, let us in. Don't fight us.
Okay, go ahead and make a persuasion roll for me.
17.
There's another sort of flicker in the entire kind of environment. This strange, like, everything sort of shifts, and there's kind of a little flash of rainbow light that then clears, and you can see everything as it was. And you do see Lulu sort of turn her head in your direction, but not seeming to focus on any of you. So it did seem like something was getting through. I will say, yeah, that's all that happens with that. Okay, is that it for you, Pip?
Yep.
All right. The Bone Devil. Yeah, it sees you and Pip over there, Kadam, but then just turns and is going to try to focus on taking Valor down. Valor's looking. I mean, if Valor were corporeal, Valor's looking hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think
She's below half.
She's such a trooper.
She really is.
The kind of ethereal light form of Valor is kind of flickering at this point as this Bone Devil whips around with that pole arm once again. Here we go. There we go. That's a 25 to hit. So that is 23 points of psychic damage.
Oh, that's 0. We're down to 0.
Down to 0. Valor's image dissipates and is gone.
Okay.
We'll see what happens to Valor in the real world. All right. That takes us to... That was one attack, so Valor's image is gone.
I swear to God, if she starts making death saving throws out there.
The Bone Devil is going to whip over to the two of you and fly over, and is going to take that tail and whip it towards you, Kadam. So here we go. 15 to hit, so I believe that misses.
That misses.
Yeah, so and the devil just looks down at the two of you. Give up. Taking us to Valor, who's in the real world. We don't know what
How's
happens.
she doing over there?
Do I make a death save?
No. We'll resolve that when we get to to the end of this. The Spine Devils. Spine Devils are going to turn their attention on the two of you. We'll have one go for Pip, one go for Kadam. Here we go. On you, Pip, first. Neither of those will hit. Kadam does a 22. A 22 will hit.
22 hits, yeah.
Okay. You take 10 points of psychic damage
All right.
as the spines slam into you. Kadam, this is the first time you've been hit, right? This is the first time any of you have been hit in the...
Valor.
Well,
Excuse you.
yes, but Valor, I'm not giving you the insights into Valor's mind. So,
Sure.
So for you, Kadam, for one of our primary main characters, I guess.
What on earth are you talking about?
Kadam, it hurts. This feels like real to you when these spines slam into you. This feels very real. But yeah, so you take those 10 points of psychic.
And I make a concentration check.
Yes, you do.
Just fine. 17.
Excellent. Kadam, you're up.
I am placing some trust in the fact that this is even a false memory, and therefore that Valor is probably okay, probably. Maybe, we hope. I did not prep for combat today, y'all.
Sorry.
Isn't this like normal like doula stuff though? Like helping people through some rough mental times?
Yeah, I'm trying to decide if I'm going to change text or not.
I do like Arc F2's comment about Calliope zoomies. That's great.
Just like
Kitty. There's a kitty.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna roll for it.
Okay.
All right. I'm staying here and duking it out.
All right.
So let's toll the dead on the Bone Devil again.
Okay. $11. No, wait. Do they have They do have magic resistance. I'm so sorry. It's a 19. I'm sorry.
Gonna move my little orb of light.
Okay.
Oh, I can't though. Could you over here, please?
Oh, yes, of course.
Thank you.
So, go for it.
21.
Oh, yes.
Yes. 12 points of radiant or whatever.
Okay. 12 points of radiant.
I think it's actually force.
Okay. That little spine devil is like starting to falter. It's looking like it's going to fall. Anything else for you, Kadam?
No.
All right, Calliope, you are up. You could see Lulu does seem to have... Something shifts in Lulu's demeanor.
I think Calliope, seeing this kind of like a wall of spined devils, her instincts is to just like barrel through it and like grab Lulu, but something in her causes her to pull up on the other side. And I think she says, Lulu, I know this is painful, but these aren't real. Feel Kadam is here protecting you. They can't hurt you. You can move through them. You are protected in this space. Come with me. Zariel needs you. We need you. And then just like reaches out instead of trying to go and grab her. I mean,
Okay.
Lulu has to make this choice
Okay.
to stop pushing us out
Go.
and just reaching through to like gesture that she can just like come through these devils with me.
Make a persuasion roll with advantage. That was a really lovely speech you gave as you reach over the wall of devils towards her.
I'll do any RP for a numerical advantage.
Exactly.
That, oh no, that's too much. That's a unnatural 20.
What? You got a natural 20?
Unnatural.
Oh, unnatural. Okay, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
So you reach out over this, it is this mess of spine devils that are harassing Lulu. Lulu has been fighting them off with her tusks, little blasts of energy shooting from her trunk as you were approaching. And as you reach towards her, she seems to look in your direction, directly at you, making eye contact with you. And seems for the first time to acknowledge your presence. Oh, Calliope, I'm so scared. Oh. Okay,
That's okay.
let's
It's okay to
go.
be scared.
We
Okay,
can do
let's
this. And the trunk grabs onto your hand, and as it makes contact with your hand, there's a sudden tremor that sort of radiates out from her across the entire image of this landscape that you're within. And she seems to tense and close her eyes as that light seems to envelop the space once again. Rainbow colors filling your vision, all of you suddenly getting hit with a like sock almost to your stomach, like the wind getting knocked out of you as you feel yourself getting dropped. The light clears once more. The sound of battle is even louder this time around. You find yourself once again in the same space above the Avernus landscape. However, you can now see Zariel in front of you no more than 50 feet, and it's just her and one other knight. They are being surrounded by devils. There are bodies everywhere. The two of them are, it's almost unbelievable what you see before you. They are quite literally atop a hill of bodies that they are fighting atop of. And with each slash of their swords, you see swaths of devils getting cut in two and tumbling down the side of this hill. Zariel's sword, you notice, flashes with light with each cut. And you can see as it rises up clean, it has that glow to it, this almost turquoise light, bright white glow. In this moment, you don't really get a sense of where Lulu is. It's odd. You can tell there are individuals around you, but you feel your vision almost being like forced in this direction. And Zariel, in this moment, as she cuts through two of these enemies, looks up in your direction, locking eyes with you. The knight next to her, you can see, is starting to be overwhelmed. This knight has on this kind of brutal looking armor. The helm looks almost like a deep sea fish with an underbite. This almost like jaw-like protrusion at the bottom. And they are starting to get pushed into Zariel's back by all of these devils trying to hold them off. You can see crumpled at their side is a ruined Pegasus that's just bloodied and starting to fall down this hill of bodies as more and more devils pour over the top. Zariel's wings, one of her wings is completely broken and tattered, and she looks up directly at you all, making eye contact. Each one of you feels her eyes lock with you. There's a look of desperation in her face as she's starting to be swallowed by these forces of devils. She raises the sword up, looking at you. They can't get it. Take it! And she shouts, and you see the sword go flying directly at you, singing through the air with a metallic ring as the devils swallow her and her knight next to her. Just before the sword collides with your vision, another flash of light. As it clears, once more, slowly fading, you feel exhaustion starting to pour over your bodies. And you see yourselves gliding over the river Styx, stretching out before you. This time you can look about and see your companions next to you. See Lulu looking tattered, covered in gore, her little trunk wrapped around the hilt of the sword, hanging down below her, desperately trying to hold on to it. And faltering at her side on a ragged Pegasus is that knight with the plume of black hair as they ride along the banks of the river Styx, continuing to kind of drop in elevation as they go, getting closer and closer to its waters. as this vision continues on and you all start to feel the weight of the day pressing in on you, you see the surface of the sticks start to bubble and roil. And then black tendrils of muck shoot up and start to wrap around Lulu and the Pegasus and shoot in the direction of all of you. You hear Mad Maggie's voice sort of ease into this vision.
Oh, she really doesn't want to see this next part. You're going to really have to help her through this one.
As you feel these inky tendrils start to wrap around your ethereal forms. That's where we're going to end tonight because we're at 9. But as you all are here in this vision, feeling the actual physical presence of these strange mucky tendrils wrap around you, we're going to see what happens next week.
Of course, she can't remember, and we're next to the big no remember river.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I have a question. Can we still see each other?
In this moment, yes.
Can we see Valor?
No. You cannot see Valor. Yeah, you that the one moment where you seemed to it felt as though you couldn't control what was happening. It truly did feel like you were suddenly within Lulu's memories, was when Zariel looked at you and threw that sword in your direction.
And then whenever she disassociates and wants to stop remembering, then we stop being associated with her, I guess.
So, yeah, we'll pick up here next week, and next week's gonna be we're gonna do next week's episode, and then we're gonna take a break for a week for the holiday, and then we'll be back. So hopefully next week we'll see what happens at the end of this vision, assuming you all make it out to the other side. You know, not suffering from copious amounts of psychic damage.
I bet Valor is just having a nice cup of tea with me.
It's like logging out of a video game.
Yeah, that's kind of my guess too, especially if we're doing like astral plane rules sort of stuff. We'll see.
Nosebleeds for everyone. That's what ArcF2 said. Awesome. Yeah, thanks for joining ArcF2. We'll see you all next week, and yeah, I'm excited to hopefully see where this leads.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Good night, everybody. Bye.
Good night.